Hi, my name is Kathryn and I am from Melbourne, Australia. I have really just been spending quite a lot of time getting to know the different goddesses, and what I really like is how it actually does bring just such a beautiful state of mind to the different cultures that we have. I work as a massage therapist, so obviously interpreting different people's beliefs and cultures is incredibly important. In fact, part of the ethics and ethos of doing body work. So I wanted to talk to you about the goddess Aphrodite. Because I just feel like the way that I came to that decision was on the basis of what's really important to me, which is bringing joy to people in their life, bringing relaxation, bringing comfort, making people feel relaxed. And I think about the Greek people as being really on top of that, like generationally. When you think about the early Greeks, 2,000 years ago, they had their massage rooms and their baths, and they just placed such a great importance on, working, but also reaching that stage in life where you also realize that life can be something beautiful and something that you can internalize from a sense of beauty once you relieve any sort of discomfort. So Aphrodite, let's talk about that. So obviously she's a Greek goddess, and she's the goddess of love. She's the goddess of beauty. She's the goddess of pleasure and fertility. There's lots of other, similar goddesses that have these same sorts of features. One to mention is Venus. And that's just perfectly intertwined with the idea of women gracing each other with their own graces. I think that's a really beautiful means that we come to even the discovery of these people, to my mind, always is a symbol that they must have been a magnificent person in their own time to have actually been able to have statues and monuments and works and arts and poetry that has brought us all the way to this time. So a little bit of history about Aphrodite is that she was created out of the ocean. So Kronos, again, this is just Greek mythology, castrates his father Uranos, and he throws the part into the ocean. And then in the wake of that experience comes this frothing foam out of the ocean. And Aphros is actually the Greek word for foam, so that's where the Aphrodite name comes from, because she rose out of the ocean from this foam. And, this is from the times of Zeus in Greek mythology. So there is another version where she was the daughter of Zeus and Dion. So there is two different versions. And so from the birth, from her being, she appears to say that, Zeus appears to say that she was born from conflict, but he tells her that she can use her power in grace and wisdom. And so there comes the Greek goddess, and she marries the son of Zeus. So what happens from there is that she goes on in life, again has a counterpart with Venus. But the sun god betrays her when Aphrodite is married. She takes on a lover. She gets discovered, and she gets locked up, and she's condemned, and you know. She's also connected to the goddess Astarte as a fertility goddess as well. She's commonly, I'll just go on to speak about her lovers. So she had many lovers. Homer described Aphrodite as being golden and smiling. She had affairs with gods and humans, Hems, Poseidon, Zeus, Dionysus. And she had human lovers as well, Acasis, Phaedon, and Phaethon. So she, I think, must have really been a strong person to be able to take on such a role, to be acknowledged in such memory. And she was also chosen in an event, the marriage of gods. She was known to be chosen over she was known to be chosen over Athena and Hera by the Prince of Troy, Paris. So this is, she's then gone on to, or around at the same time, chose Adonis as her favourite. And she has him in a, like, lock-up, so to speak, because she has to share him with Persephone. And then Adonis chooses to spend all his time with Athena, but Adonis eventually dies while hunting. He's attacked by a boar, and so that's what happened. And there went on from there to be festivals called the Adani. It's a women's festival where women plant in pots to dry under the sun. This is in ancient Greece. The worship of Aphrodite included pigs, goats, cows, flowers, and incense. These things were dedicated in numerous festivals. Another festival is the Aphrodisia festival. The dove is considered a sacred bird, as well as swan and the goose. She's represented with myrtle and rose in art and poems. She's considered golden and smiling, the protector of sea voyages. Her favourite was the Adonis, and she found her Adonis after the discovery of her cheating on her husband. She had many children. Her husband at the time used the sun god to catch her cheating, and they were both held by Zeus. So that's quite a beautiful and extravagant lifestyle that Aphrodite has had. And I think what it really tells us about the gods that she had experiences with is that she chose to walk with gods as well as to walk with humans. And having had children, I think that she must have had a certain amount of story and certainly contacts in powerful places to be able to master a life without being destroyed or killed herself. So I just wanted to just give you a little brief kind of building of just what an incredible story that she'd had. And what I'm going to do is just give us about 30 seconds of just this beautiful music that we're listening to here called Aphrodite. And this is Kiva. It's called Aphrodite's Daughter. Okay, so like they're saying in the song, there would have been some conflict. There would have been some, objection to her lifestyle, I would think. And yet she comes out as this goddess of love, beauty, and pleasure. And so I just wanted to use this opportunity to talk about the way that Aphrodite comes to us now. So for me, I always imagine this beautiful water display with roses, and so I think that what Aphrodite brings to us is just that pure sun-blessed joy and oils. And I have an Aphrodite oil here, and you can see, if I hold it up, you can see that there's little gold flecks in it, there's rose petals, and what I really love is that to me just really brings in that healing and therapeutic relationship that this particular goddess has to us. So imagine, for me as a therapist, and you've got somebody and they're sitting there and they've had this full on day. And then you can do this yourself. You fill up a vessel of water. You go find yourself a bucket and you fill it full of warm water. Even if you've had that really bad, even if you've had that day or that experience that, you're just feeling unloved or feeling like no one cares or feeling, just some sadder or darker elements coming in. What I always recommend is how beautiful warm water just in itself, working through the strengths of the Greeks and the goddess Aphrodite. If you're cold, it's just the number one thing to check off the list. So filling that vessel of water, warm water. It can be a bath. It can be like just something to put your feet into. So filling it up, put the feet in. Find some oils. If you have some beautiful oils, get them out. Put them on the bed. Find all the things, the oils and the creams and the things that you have that are just kind of beautiful, and pull them all out into just that little pile and dishevel and change what the normal routine is to be today's newfound ritual, which is to push up and out your Aphrodite energy. So you've got your little group of creams and oils or balms or just anything that you have laying around. You have those things, and just start playing with your own sense of smell, so you can try the different things that you haven't used before or for a while. If you have new things or things that you haven't used for a while, just get them all out and give them a good smell and just kind of apply. And what I want you to get from that is a sense of generosity, because I feel like Aphrodite had this incredible generosity to be able to have this life with a husband and a father, and born from the sea, and always sort of this sense of being sent away on a voyage, and how she will be there to protect you. So we can't all go on a voyage, but we certainly can find her energies inside us by finding the generosity in ourselves, by using these things that we have around, products, or even just our own hands. If you don't have anything, it can be as simple as a hot bucket of water and some salt. You can go and get some salt, put the salt next to the water, or put the salt near the bath and just rub the salts in the hands. It doesn't have to be table salt. It could be basically anything to use as an exfoliant, just to lift off a little bit of skin, because it's such a rejuvenating experience. If you haven't exfoliated, that'd be wonderful. So you can just be popping your feet into that bath. It goes in. The hot water immediately just sends this beautiful warm rush right into the body, where you instantly feel love and attraction and self joy and self uninhibited experience. So you get that foot, and then you can just sort of rub the heel a little bit, just kind of stretch it, love it. Just look at it, just kind of, let the ankle do some twisting, love that foot, love the heel. Get the salt, just sort of, use it as an exfoliant. You can do your hands as well at the same time. You can do your arms. If you're in a bath, you can do your shoulders under the arms like that. Come down the thighs, the knees, under the knees, behind the knees, the calves. These are all areas of the body that, unless we're actually going to see a therapist, we just tend to ignore unless we're super loofah conscious, which a lot of people aren't. And it's just such a beautiful tactile relationship to have with your body when you're trying to reimagine that you're just incredible just for who you are and who you're going to represent when you take that journey from this self-love experience to the next sort of step. So that's how I see it. Now, of course, if you're listening to this again for the second time, or if you're quite well equipped as a therapist, the next, or the step 2 of this sort of Aphrodite embodiment could include maybe finding some beautiful rose petals. Now you might have a rose bush that you can grab some rose petals from. I highly recommend if you buy flowers. It's such a beautiful sort of traditional relationship to have. So if you buy roses or any kind of flowers, to take them off just before they're going bad, and then you can dry them and you can keep them, and they can continue to bring a sense of self-love and encompassing beauty, pleasure, love, fertility, self-journeyment, memory, just all these kinds of self-pleasuring that can come from the things that you're used to doing, but instead of just binning it, you can just sort of pluck it and keep it as a sort of special sacred journey that you can sprinkle dried flowers in a bath. You can sprinkle fresh flowers in your little hot tub before you pop your feet in. And another extra special tip is the beautiful aromatherapy essence that you can buy from your local sort of health food store. Or aromatherapy is widely recognized as a beautiful way to imbue love, beauty, and pleasure. Aphrodite would just be going, oh yes, bring those aromatherapy essences. So you've got really zesty ones like orange and mandarin, which are really good for the inner child. And you've also got the rose. Now, rose is so expensive as an aromatherapy that they only imbue about 3% rose, and then the rest is going to be some kind of additive oil that they make it that way because the rose is so expensive, and so it would be like $100 or more for a pure bottle of rose. So that's why we keep the dried flowers if you have the rose petals and things, because it really is a way to encompass that energy without having to be deterred by expense, because that's the worst thing that can happen. So we've got our beautiful rose 3% aromatherapy, which you can buy all over. So you can put that, say 5, 6 or more drops of that. And remember, we're imbuing generosity. So we want to put that into our bath. We want to put that into our little foot hot tub. Anything that's going to make you think about roses and flowers is a beautiful way to bring in that beautiful Aphrodite. Another way is maybe to place something golden. If you have an altar, you can place something golden onto your altar as a way to call in our Aphrodite. And I am just thinking that that is our beautiful, beautiful share with you. As a therapist myself, I just love talking about anybody that encourages generosity. That's my goal. And I feel like learning about Aphrodite in this way has really helped me to reignite a passion that I have about providing people with a sense of generosity to themselves. Show generosity to yourself. Go ransacking through all your little makeup baskets and find, or bags or whatever, drawers or whatever you have, go through them and just find the things that are oils or creams, put them all into a little pile, go through them, smell them. If they're yuck, throw them away. That's not what this is necessarily about, but also I just want to bring a sense of generosity to your body, to your physical body, to love and nurture and care for yourself in the best way that you can. Thank you so much. My name is Kathryn. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I work as a massage therapist. Please look me up, kathryntoomeymassage.com.au, Facebook, Kathryn Toomey Massage. I'll have some beautiful gifts that will be available in the notes that will be provided with this video. And I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.